Cross your fingers, Outlander fans, as Season 6 has hinted that Malva might end up meeting the same tragic fate as her mother did. Here's what we know. First up, returning to the screen with intriguing new characters. Outlander has been absent from the small screen for the previous 2 years, so when it returned last month, fans were overjoyed. The 6th season of Starz historical drama Outlander follows the storyline of an Outlander novel by Diana Gabaldon. This new series, based on Breath of Snow and Ashes, saw a few new members added to the tiny community. Tom, played by Mark Lewis Jones, Alan, played by Alexander Vlahos, and Malva Christie, played by Jessica Reynolds, relocated to Fraser's Ridge in search of a new beginning. Jamie Fraser, played by Sam Heughan, met Tom while they were both imprisoned at Ardsmuir for their roles in the 1745 Jacobite Rising. While the Scotsman was skeptical of Tom, Jamie and Claire Fraser, played by Katrina Balfe, welcomed the family with open arms. Malva seemed to see Claire as a type of mother figure from the start, wishing to work as her medical assistant. So, what happened to Malva's mother? Season 6 of Outlander introduces numerous new characters, one of them being Malva Christie, who may face the same fate as her mother. Mr. Christie, Malva's father, has frequently mentioned Malva's mother's death, claiming that it was a punishment for her evil ways. Malva's mother, Mona, is never seen in the series, with Tom dismissing her as a witch whenever he can. Throughout the play, he expresses strong hate for the woman, as indicated in both the novel and the show. Tom was married to Malva's mother, and Alan was their legal son. Mona and their small kid moved in with Tom's brother Edgar and his wife Daria when he was sentenced to life in jail in Ardsmuir. While Tom was incarcerated, Mona had an affair with Edgar and gave birth to Malva. However, because Mona and Tom were still married, he assumed the role of her father. Mona murdered Edgar when Malva was 2 years old, but she did not go unpunished. Mona was sentenced to death by hanging, and Alan and Malva were placed in the care of their aunt. Next, the same tragic fate as her mother. Alan and Malva stayed with their aunt until Tom was able to send for his children to join him. Tom continued to watch after Malva as if she were her own daughter, but not without occasionally raising a hand to her. And with Malva appearing to be participating in similar conduct to her mother, specifically an activity that her father would not approve of, it appears that Malva may end up suffering the same tragic fate as her mother. Malva has shown an interest in Claire and her remarkable healing talent in recent episodes of Outlander. Claire, noticing this, has taken Malva on as her apprentice. However, Malva and Claire are both aware that Mr. Christie does not approve of certain methods Claire uses in her practice, even considering her to be potentially guilty of witchcraft at one point. Malva at this point mentioned that her mother was once convicted of witchcraft and ended up being executed for it. Knowing that Mr. Christie is zealous in his pursuit of witchcraft, and having previously suggested that Claire might be a witch herself, which has been a recurring storyline in the world of Outlander, it appears likely that Malva, now Claire's apprentice, is being set up to suffer the same fate as her mother, being hanged for witchcraft. Next, a growing interest in sex and medicine. Malva is not only interested in medicine, but now she is also interested in sexuality after watching Jamie and Claire having sex followed Jamie's return after meeting with the Cherokee in Outlander Season 6, Episode 4. With Malva's casual attitude toward modern medicine and sex, it is likely that her father will soon assume she's been corrupted by evil, which does not bode well for the smart young woman. There has been an underlying evil lurking behind Malva and her father, Mr. Christie, ever since the Christie family landed on Fraser's Ridge. While Outlander has shown how this darkness presents itself in Mr. Christie, we have yet to see how it would manifest itself in Malva. Perhaps as her interest in medicine and sex deepen, Malva will no longer be able to keep them hidden from her father, who already abuses her constantly for her sinful ways. Even if Malva's plot continues Outlander's problematic sexual assault stories, Mr. Christie charging his daughter of witchcraft would be a logical development for the characters. Now, Jamie Fraser might be her savior, and if her father discovers Malva's tendencies, Jamie Fraser will be the only one standing between her and the same fate as her mother. The Frasers and Mr. Christie have already clashed about how the Ridge should be managed, owing largely to Mr. Christie's religious zeal. Perhaps with Malva's life on the line for witchcraft, this power struggle will resurface one last time, as Jamie attempts to defend his wife's apprentice while Mr. Christie seeks religious condemnation and justice. Outlander Season 6 new characters have already introduced multiple continuing tensions that are expected to culminate in dramatic, flaming climaxes as the season unfolds. Despite the fact that the season is shorter, Malva Christie is only one of these strands. While she may be safe with the Frasers for the time being, Malva will have to walk carefully in order to avoid being discovered by her father. Otherwise, she appears to be heading in the same direction as her mother. Malva's father is a fervent believer in witches, thus she will most certainly meet the same fate as her mother. Now in other news, Lauren Lyle lands role in Mercy Falls. Lauren Lyle, who plays Marshall Fraser in Starz historical drama Marcel Fraser, just got a major part in a UK horror film. The actress said she'll be acting in an upcoming British horror film shortly after the 6th season of the series began. Lyle used Instagram stories to post a clip of Screen Daily's story announcing her significant new role in Mercy Falls. Lyle will return to the Scottish Highlands to portray Rona, a young woman who sets off with a group of friends in search of her late father's long-lost home. However, tragedy will strike the gang when their preparations go astray during their search. Next, Sam Heughan recalls auditioning for Superman. Sam Heughan, who portrays James Frazier on Outlander, recalls auditioning for the part of Superman Returns in 2006, which went to Brandon Routh. During a recent visit on the Just for Variety podcast, Heughan reflected on his early days as an actor, recalling one of his first journeys to Los Angeles to audition for the part of Superman in Singer's 2006 picture. The Outland star, of course, did not receive the part, but the valuable experience had an unforeseen effect on Heughan, permanently changing his eating habits. Despite missing out on Superman, the Scottish actor did play the Cape Crusader in Batman Live, a Cirque du Soleil-style stage production. Despite the fact that the Outlander actor appears to have lost interest in playing Kal-El since auditioning for 2006 Superman Returns, fans may still hope for him to be cast as the next 007. With a Daniel Craig-sized gap left by No Time to Die, the time has come for Heughan to take on the role of Bond. Up next, good news for the Outlander's Midnight Club. There are two ways you can watch new episodes of Outlander. The first option is to use Starz app, which is accessible directly or through services such as Amazon or Hulu channels. The second option is to watch it on the Starz channel. The method you choose will influence when you may see the brand new episode. The channel selection is restricted, but there's some exciting news for those who watch using the Starz app. You're in luck if you're a member of the Midnight Club. This is the term given to the group of Outlander enthusiasts that wake up at midnight to view new episodes when they are published on the Starz app. Outlander Season 6, Episode 5 will premiere on Starz on Sunday, April 3rd at 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This may result in a somewhat early release for individuals in late time zones. There's a chance that the episodes will be accessible at 9 p.m. Pacific Time on Saturday, April 2nd. The episodes are immediately available and may be seen whenever you wish. Some people decide to sleep and then watch it as soon as they get up at a normal hour on Sunday, and some won't sleep till they've seen it. Lastly, Katrina Balfe on Belfast and Outlander. As Outlander prepares for its 6th season, actress Katrina Balfe is also looking forward to seeing how Belfast, in which she co-stars with Jamie Dornan, does at the BAFTAs and Oscars. She speaks with Sky News about both projects and what she does during production breaks. Kenneth Branagh's semi-autobiographical drama about a young boy and his working-class family living through the Troubles in Northern Ireland is up for 6 categories at this weekend's gala, including Best Supporting Actress for Balfe. Balfe stated that she had no idea while she was filming alongside writer and director Kenneth Branagh and co-stars Jamie Dornan, Ciarán Hinds, and Judi Dench that it would become one of the most talked about films come award season. But it's not just award shows that have Balfe in the spotlight right now. Outlander has returned to the screens of its devoted but at times intense fans. Balfe stated that she doesn't let negativity affect her, although she does strive to safeguard the cast's younger members. That's a wrap for this video. See you in the next one.